You're not paranoid.
Got it. Okay. Hi. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Same old, same old.
Same old inside.
Mm-hmm.
Not socializing besides now.
Mm-hmm.
Digital stuff. That sounded odd, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, not digital get down.
For those who don't know what that is. NSYNC, right?
You guys are too young. Oh.
My eyes are yellow?
No, they're too young then.
Oh, they're too young to know. I thought you were like, your eyes are Tiana. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And then like, your eyes are too yellow. And I'm like, do I have jaundice? What's happening?
A little jaundiced.
You look a little jaundicey today. I mean, people do have that. It's not good.
No.
It's usually high concentrations of bilirubin, I believe, which I believe is an indication of liver failure, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna say sure.
We'll just go with that, and until we have nurses or doctors to correct us, or anyone else who Googles it, that's
It stands.
What was that?
It stands.
It stands until they correct us, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, so I was watching last week's episode, and whenever you watch yourself like played back on a video, you notice your own mannerisms. And Scott was laughing because he was saying how much I like blah, 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 blah. And then we were looking at you and you were like yes, that is correct. Like not like you're so good at being still. And he's like, she's kind of like a robot. I'm like, that's the joke. I mean, that's what we say. Like that is the thing. So it's kind of funny that he caught on to that. I'm like, if he listened, you would know, but
yeah,
he doesn't. Unless I like play it in front of him, and then he's like, oh, what's that? Like,
whatever.
Whatever. I just play it when he sleeps. It's fine. Brainwash him into.
Yeah.
He has gone on board with a lot of our mentalities, though, like locking the door, or Purell, both ways for crossing the street, the basics, but.
I was putting hand sanitizer on the other day, and my mom's like, "Where'd you get that?" Because it's like sold out everywhere. And I was like, I have like 4 bottles because I was kind of already a germaphobe before this happened. So
that is such a good point. I know. I'm like kind of bummed at myself because right before all this happened, so I'm also like that in the way that I keep one at work, one in my car, one in my purse, so that any given moment I can sanitize. And then they all ran out at the same time. Did not buy it right before everything happened. So therefore, the not going out has been helpful because now I don't really need it as much. So I've just been washing my hands at home and whatnot. But it is funny. I was thinking that too. It's like, before all this happened, I was already like this. So
I don't know what y'all nasty people were doing, not washing your hands and stuff, but
well done. Yeah, so funny. Not that funny, but I know what you mean. I know what I mean. But it's weird to not see you in person.
Yeah.
Seeing each other in person like every day for a long time. Well, not every single day lately, but you know what I mean. Like way more often than what we're now not seeing each other as much. Did you see the Instagram post I posted? Oh, I feel bad before we continue. Last week we just kind of went into our own thing talking and stuff, and we didn't actually tell the listeners who don't see the videos what's going on. So, hey everybody, we're social distancing per the requirements of the government.
Yeah, we're recording via Skype, unofficial sponsor.
Yes, and they're doing a great job. Thank you, Skype. And so Katie's been doing a great job extracting the audio. Thanks. So that sounds a little different.
Yeah, it will be a little different, but
hey, we're a little different, so it kind of fits.
Yeah.
Your blurred hair is cracking me.
I know, is it too distracting?
No, I like it. It's fun. It's just
it's like nothing I can do. I just have to touch it. It's okay, like the rest of the episode. I'm just holding it.
The background's like nothing to see here, nothing to see. But it does look cute. You do a good messy bun. Oh yeah, and then also last episode, not sure if we ever said that we're a podcast. I'm Kylie.
I'm Katie. I don't think we introduced ourselves.
Yeah, we're like they know who we are. It doesn't matter if they don't; they'll figure it out. And
I mean, if you found us on YouTube or any podcasting thing, it'll say.
Yeah, you already know what's going on for sure.
You already know what it is.
You're not paranoid. You're not paranoid. You know what it is. YMP, YMP.
There you go.
Paranoia. Like black and yellow, but anyways, they get it. Or they're too and they don't. But it's fine. TikTok videos, I feel like we should start to try to do. Although at a distance, it's hard. Huh?
We can duet on TikTok.
We can be wed? What?
If you want that to duet.
Duet! You're like, you can, I don't know what I thought you were saying, but I think something about being wed. No.
You guys want to do your wedding on TikTok?
Oh my gosh! You know what I was thinking, and this is really awful? How I wouldn't doubt if people do this, of like going to restaurants and being like, we should, well, not right now because of the social distancing, but before this, being like, oh my god, we just got engaged. Like every restaurant you go to, and like, oh my god, okay, this is on us, and then you get like a free meal. I do that on TikTok, like fake a really epic proposal. Like, oh my god, like super unrealistic, and then just keep repeating it, and then see what people like when social distancing isn't happening, how they react, and then be kind of maybe I would think it's funny, but yeah, just so then you're all like you're already engaged, but it'd be funny to just do something like super, or even like say no and see everyone's reactions, even though we've already said yes, obviously. Those are the things that go through my head when I'm alone.
You should do it.
Thanks. When people are around to see it happen.
Yeah. That would also be funny too, to do like a social distancing proposal and then you pan around and then there's just no one.
Like, oh, no one's here to see this. That getting sympathy likes or whatever you call them. Be like, nobody saw my proposal. And then everyone's like, oh my god. Not that we need attention.
No. But I've been watching TikTok a lot and it's been making me laugh.
It's addictive. It's so funny. People are so witty. One of my favorites, and I think it's a TikTok, could just be a quick Facebook video, but when the guy goes outside and he hears the birds chirping and he's like, doo-doo-doo-doo.
I haven't seen that one.
I can send that to you. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. He's like, doo-doo-doo-doo, like back to them. It's hilarious. You know, the stuff that only funny when you have nothing else to do. I feel like TikTok is more relevant than ever because of all this. Also, I noticed that I started to do that close talking thing where eventually, like, you know, people who do that, they're like, yeah, like, that's really nice. Oh, okay. Like, did you know that actually I'm, and they just get really close. I know people who do that, and it's like, can you, like, take a step back? Especially after all this, I'm going to be like, I'm not 6 feet, but at least this distance back, please.
Please.
I even say that to my fiance. So
I just have a tape measure that I carry around with me. That's like that 6 feet.
At any time. Yeah. I have a hula hoop that I tape myself.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, and I'm just like, he's like, give me a kiss. I'm like, not till the federal government says you can get within 6 feet of me. Sorry. So he's sleeping on the couch, and I'm just kidding. No, that would be really crazy, though. That would be extreme. We're not extreme around here. We are realistic. I'm talking a lot. I'm so sorry. This is so sad. Yeah, I'm just trying to say we're not paranoid, but realistic about it. Tell me things about you, because clearly I've not talked to much people. We're done.
I worked out today, and then I walked to the pepperonis.
With pepperonis.
The little pepperonis. So they walked around. It's like the calm before the storm. It's supposed to rain a lot. It looks yucky outside.
Out here, it looks pretty sunny.
Yeah, the sun. It was nice. The sun came out for our walk, and then now you can see the clouds starting to come.
Then no more walking because you'll melt.
Yep.
You know what they say, sugar melts.
And I'm sweet.
And I'm super sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I made of preservatives, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of sweets lately.
Oh. Cool. How do the dogs like getting outside? Are they like also social distancing from other dogs, or how does that work?
Yeah, because they're not trained very well, so they're not allowed to interact with other pups.
Anyways, but at least 3 of them, so at least they have like their own friends around.
Yeah, they're fine. And in my mom's home all the time now, so a human companion.
Great. Oh yeah, because you're still work. I'm sorry, you still go to work.
I go to work, so
you have a job.
I still have a job, so I'm thankful. And I'm thankful that my schedule hasn't really changed that much.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
Yeah. Well, because you're alone.
Yeah, I'm doing everything by myself.
You're a big girl now. You can do it all by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine. It'll be a good talking point when I move on. But
I can. Or be like, I can run my own business entirely.
I basically ran my own department, so
I'm applying for the job of CEO, so you know, you're basically qualified to be CEO at this point with all the experience that you have.
Oh yeah.
You're basically running that company, so. Anyways.
So that's that.
So that's that. Katie for CEO / president. What year are you running for president?
It would have to be 2028.
Okay, you got my vote.
Thank
Vote
you.
for Katie. Vote for Katie. No ES. Lady CEOs. Boom.
I feel like it would almost be what?
Your platform would be "We're not paranoid," and then everyone would vote for you.
Yes. I feel like it would be better if someone who didn't know, like just a regular person that's not like crazy rich or connected.
You
just came in and was like, "What's up, y'all?"
What's up? I'm here to do business, and it can't get any worse. So. Can only go up from here.
Yeah, and then I'll just blame everyone else. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's what everyone else does for the last 100,000,000 years. So everyone's fixing everyone else's mistakes, but there's not enough time to fix the mistakes from the previous. Everyone's just catching up and blaming everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Just like adulthood, blaming everyone for their mistakes or their shortcomings or their mental problems.
Describe adulthood. Just fixing everyone else's mistakes.
And ignoring your own.
And blaming other people.
Why is it so true? Okay. But now that for me, I have more time at home, so I feel like I'm fixing more of my own mistakes. I'm learning how to skateboard. I went fishing, caught my first bass. Nice. That was cool. There was nobody around us, just us two, so that was nice.
Did you go to the beach to fish?
We went into the ocean, into the bay, with my bae.
Is that still open? Because I know like LA beaches are closed, but it'd be nice to go walk around like the ocean or something.
You know, it's kind of surprising. So we were in the bay. We only saw like 2 other boats out at all in that area because the fish that we fish are not in the middle of the ocean. They're like in the harbor. And those are fun to fish, and they're easy, and they're not easy, but they're smaller, and it's less dirty than bloody than like offshore fishing. You don't eat them, it's just for fun. And although the other one's fun too, but you get my point. But you know, on the way there were a lot of people at the beach, so surfing or running or walking their dogs or It wasn't. It's funny because people are out, but not a lot of people are socializing. Like you can tell, like, oh, they're a family because they're like sticking together away from everybody else, you know. But
That's good.
yeah. So it's like, is it good? Is it bad? Like I feel kind of bad getting outside, but we weren't near anybody, and we're in public, and we're in our own little contained boat. So
I think that's good.
yeah, until there, and then actually a fire. I didn't know this, but there's apparently fire rescue boat people, and they came over to us and like, you can't fish in this area. We're like, okay, but they didn't say we can't fish in general. We stayed. But if you told us to leave, then we would have left, obviously.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so we didn't get in trouble, and in fact, we were not asked to leave.
That's good.
Yeah.
Success.
Success! So it's not like we're breaking the rules because we had the opportunity to be kicked out and we weren't, so.
Mm-hmm. If anything, should be monitoring the people on the beach.
Yeah. For sure. I mean, I don't like when people are playing like beach volleyball and stuff like that, or like shared sports that are like, you're all touching the same thing. I think that's a little bit much, but how do you like pick and choose, like, these are okay, these sports are not okay? Kind of seems easier just to apply it to everybody. Oh man, speaking of LA beaches closed, did you see that guy on the stand-up paddleboard get arrested by the police?
No.
In Malibu, yeah.
Ugh. I feel like I heard about someone in Italy getting arrested.
There's a
surfing.
Mm-hmm.
Bummer, dude.
Bummer, dude. Yeah. Like, bummer, dude. Yeah, there's been a bunch of that internationally, and then now it's happening here. So.
What if you just kept, like, paddling out?
No, you have to see the video. There was a giant, like, lifeguard boat that was chasing him. No joke. And the stand-up paddle guy's like going as fast as he can, and he gets cut off by the boat, and he's like trying to head towards the pier, which the pier is dangerous. Like you don't want to be caught underneath the piling. And all of a sudden the lifeguard boat's like, and just like cuts him off, and then it's epic. It's so ridiculous. You'll have to see it.
I bet he probably got in way more trouble because that's like a slow speed water pursuit.
It's so funny because this guy was recording it and narrating it, and everyone's just like, "Oh my gosh, it's hilarious!" So like, run, dude, run, paddle. And it's a stand-up paddleboard, so it's like
not going that fast.
Funnier. Yeah, it's even funnier because it looks like I'm not lame, but like it just looks funny to be like paddling versus on a surfboard. Like you at least seem like you have a little bit more control. I feel like you get way more tired like stand-up paddleboard. He was booking it. He was going quick, but they caught him. And then at the end of the video, he's like walking in handcuffs, all like ashamed. I'm like, oh my gosh,
worth it.
I mean, he might be famous now, so maybe that money can bail him out of jail.
Maybe.
I don't know if he actually went to jail. I just know he was arrested. So ridiculous. Yeah. Anyway, you watching Netflix and stuff?
Yeah, just watching Outlander still.
Dude, I started it.
Did you really?
Is that okay?
Yeah. That's all I've been watching, so I've had to switch over to Starz for the later seasons.
No, I don't have Starz.
Well, I think do you have Amazon Prime?
And I knew that because you said that. Yeah, I do.
I think you can get a free trial of it.
Mm,
and then on HBO and stuff, they're offering free subscriptions for certain things, and I think other ones are doing that too because everyone's stuck at home.
So that's a good way to hook them.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Hmm. Well, that's good because Outlander so far so good. That dude in season 1, I don't know how long he'll be around, but I like him.
Jamie?
Yeah. He's way better than Ed Sheeran. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, boy. Just wait. It's crazy.
Oh, shoot. I I don't want to suspect. I'm not going to try to guess. But
Nope.
cool.
But it's cool. It's a nice blend of like like factual history, but then like the drama and violence and love. It's basically kind of like Game of Thrones, but more history.
Yeah, it's like, it seems a little classier, but then there was boobs, and I was like, whoa, hello.
Yeah, I don't think they. Yeah, I think you can see all body parts.
Yay! And then,
I don't-
not that I want to see boobs, but you know what I mean. Oh, and then it was like episode 1, they're like, in Scotland. I'm like, oh, of course Katie likes this.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All the Scottish accents.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's adorable.
Oopsies.
Hello.
Hello. But yes.
And how's the BF?
He's alright. He came over a little bit today.
Oh, do you guys like hug stuff?
We did one small hug.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's good. Is your dad okay? Because I know that he was kind of working.
Yeah, he's still doing like mostly working at work.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why, but our internet kind of sucks, so.
Wait, what does that have to do with? Oh, because he needs to. Because he needs the internet to work from home. I'm like, that's a really weird segue. I didn't keep up.
That's all right.
Cool. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many minutes have I taken up with your talking and my talking?
How much have you taken up with?
I feel like I'm taking up a lot of this.
No, it's fine. It's been 24 minutes.
No! Okay, we'll breeze through the actual episode and then call it a day.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit different for this week to be more, well, I don't know what your topic is about, but maybe less dark.
Mm-hmm. So you think.
Like, or more spontaneous.
Yeah, it's going to be random.
It's going to be like, oh my god, so random. So.
What's that from again? Isn't that like an SNL skit, or am I thinking of something else?
I don't know. I feel like it was just like a common like white girl, like, oh my god, that's so random.
Like basic, yeah. I feel like that was a thing of the early 2000s. That is so random.
Yeah, everything was random.
Mm-hmm. We should bring that back. Kind of like how I asked one of my cousins who's 13, I'm like, I think I already told you this, but I was like, so what is that generation into? Like, what's cool? What do people say? What are the phrases? She's like, well, I say your mom like 500 times a day. Like, oh, okay, good. I know that one. It's coming back around. So we can work with that.
I like it.
Yeah. Whatever happened to, I guess your dad is kind of weird. No one knows your dad. Your aunt. Or something like that. Like, why are moms subjected to this stuff? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a good psychological study.
Well, I'm going to tell you about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, that's so random.
That's so random. Your mom. Random. Okay. So, do you want to go first? I have 2 because I couldn't help myself. They're small. They're not.
All right. I just have one thing.
Okay. Should I say my one and then you do your one and then I'll bring it back?
Yeah.
Okay. Because mine it's short. It's like
Mine is like a little bit longer.
Yay, perfect. So then you'll be the carrier. I'll just be the entrance and the close. All right. So, did you know? This is super random.
No. I hope it's not the same.
What?
I hope we don't have the same thing.
I would be shocked. Sumo wrestlers.
Nope.
No? Okay. There is a tradition where sumo wrestlers make babies cry for good luck. Did you know that? Yes. So it's this tradition that's been going on for centuries where sumo wrestlers will make babies cry. And it's not, I thought when I read that, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, were they using their tears for like power? Or, like, why? Like, is it to test how scary they are? No. So it's actually not good luck for them to fight. It's good luck for the babies' lives. So that's kind of weird. Quote, the baby's cries are intended to reach God, and parents hope that their little ones will grow healthy and strong, explained Yoshimi Morita, a priest at the shrine where the screams and squawks filled the air.
Oh. I thought that was like the official like department name or something. Like the priest of the squeaks and
screams, not squeaks.
I said squeaks.
Oh, that's really funny. But yeah, isn't that so interesting? I had no idea, but apparently it's been going on for a long time. So there's literally pictures of sumo wrestlers holding the babies and being like, ah, or like making them like cry or laugh or, you know, whatever. And it's good luck if your baby is made to cry at the hands of a sumo wrestler.
So they're doing it for the baby.
Yes. I also found out, and let me just, I have this pulled up, sumo, and then on that note, I was like, how big are sumo wrestlers, and like, what are the requirements and stuff? So apparently, if you're to be a sumo wrestler, you have to be over 200 kilograms or 440 pounds.
Oh.
Oh, no, I was wrong. That's the list of the heaviest sumo wrestlers. That's not a requirement. My bad. The heaviest sumo wrestler ever was 650 pounds.
No.
Mm-hmm. No joke.
Dang.
And then it goes 628, 611, 550, blah, 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 blah. And then there's actual requirements. Let me just double check here. Sumo, so I had it pulled up. Sumo wrestler requirements. You have to have completed the 9th grade, and you have to be under 23 years old. You must be, I need to convert this, at least 75 kilograms, which I think is quite heavy.
75 like times 2.
Yeah, but then that's not that much.
Mm-mm.
It's like 2.5, I think.
Yeah.
Let me move you over. Everyone's like, I feel like everyone else around the world can do this conversion except for the people who need the conversion. It's only 165 pounds. That's not that bad.
I wonder if they have like different weight classes within the sumo wrestling.
Possibly. Yeah. And then women cannot be sumo wrestlers, which I think we should change that.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a rikishi, is a proper sumo wrestler's name. And you need a parental approval, family register, certificate from a doctor. And yeah, it's pretty intense. But I thought that was interesting because I had no idea. But yes, the largest sumo wrestler is over 600 pounds.
Dang.
Nutty. McNutty.
Dang, they should recruit those people that are on My 600 Pound Life.
No, that was a misconception that I read. So, sumo wrestlers, although large, are actually required, like they are very strong, and they describe them as agile and nimble, and they have to be able to be flexible and like get out of the way. I think they're trying to each other.
Are they tall?
Yeah. Sumo wrestler. What does sumo wrestling even mean?
I think they just grab onto the belts of the thing and they try to push each other out of the circle.
Oh, and they wear those cute little
Tighties.
You just made me sit on my computer. Oh my gosh.
That's probably
I can't see that in slow motion. But yeah, it's essentially full competitive full contact wrestling, where the rikishi, the wrestler, tries to force their opponent out of a circular ring or into touching the ground with any body part other than the soles of his feet, because it's men only. And you're either doing this by throwing, shoving, or pushing them down. So I think you have to like dodge them. Like if they're kind of like in jiu-jitsu, similar, you are utilizing people's body weights against them. So if they're pushing too much, then you can like move out of the way and they go down. So I think that's interesting. Wait, what? There are women that do it, but only in amateur divisions, not professionally. Good to know. Glad I looked at that. Women in sumo. That's all I know. It's a lot of words, so I'm not going to read it right now.
Too many words.
But there are different divisions. Depending on your prestige. There are 6 different divisions. And like it goes from different kinds of ranks. So it is quite complicated. It's not just like you're large and you push each other. Like there's actually a lot of, ranking and whatnot.
So it's not strictly on weight either.
Correct.
Which is interesting.
Well, I didn't go into detail. It's possible, but I would hope so, because that would be really scary to be 165 pounds against someone that's 600 pounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's your like rankings and stuff. You have to like fight the best and heaviest ones.
Just like, whoa. But then if you like fall on them and they dodge you, you probably lose.
Yeah. So maybe there's advantages to being smaller.
For sure.
I don't know anything about it, so.
Yeah. Dear sumo listeners, please tell us
what's happening.
Yeah, tell us what's happening. We'll interview you. All right, Katie, what are we calling this? Like interesting random facts.
Random facts.
Yeah.
I did one that I heard. It was a part of an episode of The Weirdest Thing I Learned This Week, because it's paid. And they were talking about mass hysteria and like how it happens and stuff. And so one of the examples they used I thought was very interesting, so I looked it up. And it is the dancing plagues.
What?
Have you heard of them?
I feel like I may have, but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, so I wanted to use a historical one. So.
Because you're a history nerd.
The first dancing plague happened in 1021, and weirdly, they're all in Germany. So, in 1021, on Christmas Eve, there was like a group of 18 people or so, and they were dancing outside of the church. But the weird thing is like they're in pain, and like they don't want to be dancing. It's like almost like against their will, but they keep doing it. It's creepy. So in that one, the person described it as a ring of sin. So that's the other part, is that the dancing was not like appropriate, but I don't know about appropriate in like what we would think, but it's just like dancing wasn't okay back then, I guess.
We're just in a circle like twerking.
Yeah, with Cardi B playing in the background. But the pastor was pretty mad because people couldn't get into the church for the Christmas Eve Mass. So he cursed them. And he said that you guys are going to have to dance for like a whole year. And according to, like, again, this is like in the 1000s or the thousands.
So literally like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah. So take it as you will. But apparently they did. They danced for a year. And then a year later, they like were collapsing and then like asked for forgiveness. And then they like fell into a deep sleep, and some never woke up.
Does that mean they died?
Yes.
Okay.
So
just clear. That's what my parents used to tell me when I saw like a dead lizard, like, oh, he's just sleeping deeply.
For a long time.
Forever.
And then it happened So it's weird because this happens like several other times in like the more medieval ages.
Mm-hmm.
Again, in 1247 in Germany, this was about 200 people dancing on a bridge until it collapsed and they all drowned.
What?
And again, these are a long time ago, so this is like by witness
Yeah,
statement.
I was watching.
I don't know. I mean, if you saw 200 people dancing on a bridge, I mean, I would probably stop and watch. Look at those ungodly people.
How big was the bridge? I mean, dang.
No.
I'm just imagining, like, even any bridge in modern times.
Well, like the Brooklyn Bridge.
A giant. Okay, but I'm talking like a village bridge. 200 people is kind of a lot to handle a village bridge.
Maybe that's why it collapsed and they all drowned.
Mm.
And then again in 1374, there was several people who wrote about awful dancing plagues that occurred throughout the Western Germany regions. And so, yeah, they were dancing in agony and screaming and did not look like they were having fun. And then again in 1518, about 400 people were seen dancing in this way. And it said that about 15 people died. And so then like when you go into like the psychology about it and stuff, and like people are figuring like, why does this happen? Because apparently the 1374 and the 1518 cases, they think are true just because the amount of documentation and like witness statements and all that stuff about it. Mm-hmm. They think that those events at least actually did happen to some extent. And so like historians and like researchers and stuff are like, well, why? And so some of the things they think that went into it is that they agree that these people were dancing involuntarily. And they seem to be in a lot of pain. Why? So one of the theories is a thing called ergot or ergot, ERGOT, which is a mold that grows on rye stalks. So they were thinking that like they could have been using contaminated wheat, which was also known to happen in that time. And that can cause, I think, like hallucinations, tremors, spasms, etc. Mm-hmm. But that kind of poisoning, I think, is so intense that you wouldn't be able to then dance for like long periods of time. So that kind of got ruled out.
Okay.
The other interesting fact is that all of these like dancing outbreaks happened along the Rhine and Moselle rivers. So then people were like, oh, I wonder if it was something in the water. But they all these towns had different climates and crops, so they couldn't like pin it down to one thing. Mm-hmm. And then they also like agreed that the victims must have all had an altered state of consciousness while they were doing this. And so what I think is the most interesting and probably what explains this is that all of these towns that had these dancing plagues had some sort of really crazy, stressful event happen like within the months or like a year before. So they're saying like this high, like they were already under a lot of like psychological stress. In 1374, that area was hit by a massive flood. And so they were still like seeing the effects of that. And then the 1518 one was, they had several things happen. They had bad harvests for like a few years in a row. They had really high prices for grain. Syphilis was introduced, and they had the return of leprosy and the plague.
Okay.
So, everyone was stressed the F out.
So wait, are you saying that pretty soon we're going to get the dancing plague?
I mean, isn't that what TikTok is?
Hey, I mean, touche. Sheesh.
So, in the anthropological studies of these things, they call it like possession rituals. So these areas also believed in these possession rituals, and that people were more likely to enter the trance state if they expected it to happen. So the belief systems in those areas thought that there were spirits that would like bring down these plagues of uncontrollable dancing. So the like explanation is like if it's already in the like culture and the mindset, then you are more likely to like let it happen to yourself in quotes.
Mhm.
So and yeah, so that's kind of it. So they already kind of had this like belief of dancing plagues from evil spirits. And so then when all these stressful events happened, it only kind of took one poor, unfortunate person that was maybe like got to their wits' end and was freaked out. And maybe they thought they had been cursed or something. So then they started dancing or whatever happened. And then everyone else was like, uh-oh, the plague's here for the dancing. And so then it was more likely that other people joined.
Right. That is the thing that, in general, if one person like no one wants to be the first person,
Mm-hmm.
and I think no one wants to be the second person either. But once there's two people doing it, I think more end up joining in.
Yeah, and so they were saying like some cities would make it, because I guess it happened enough, that they would make like little dance stages in like the center of town, and they would make the people that were doing it like stand in the center to kind of like and then like play music. They thought like it would help them like realize what was going on, but they said it just kind of made it worse.
You're really feeling the beat. And in today's society, we call that the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Basically.
Oh my gosh.
The dancing plagues.
Huh. Very fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like TikTok might be that. People are taking on that. Okay, you know it's very strange. And this is
Uh-oh.
what we think a lot alike. And I'm not even going to tell you my second topic because it's not worth it at this point.
Aw.
No, not worth it. I mean, I guess I'll tell you if you want. But what I wanted to say is I feel like this should be a good segue for next week's episode because what I was going to tell you offline, if you're interested, I was thinking it's still kind of lighthearted / interesting, for today's situations of doing psychosomatic and hypnosis.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Along the same lines of what you're talking about with the hysteria and the belief, and like you're saying, if more people believe, the more likely to be,
Mm-hmm.
get into it, so to speak.
Yeah, that's cool.
Want to do that?
Yeah.
Yay!
So what was it? Asymptomatic, or no? I'm watching the news too much.
You listen to, yeah, that is hilarious. You're just like on a loop of like, these are the symptoms of COVID. Psychosomatic and hypnosis. I know a little bit about psychosomatic. Do you know anything about it?
Like a little bit.
Okay. Which one do you want to do?
If you want to do the psycho, if you know more, or were you wanting to do something you don't know about?
Technically, I guess I don't know about either hypnosis or psychosomatic. So we'll just do, I do rock, paper, scissors for psycho.
Okay.
Ready?
Nope.
1. Wait, on 3 or after 3?
1, 2, on 3.
Okay. 1. Katie! Don't be so late. Okay, hold him up and then we'll go. Ready?
Oh, then?
1, 2, 3. You have to show me your hand. Okay, cool. Okay, we both did scissors. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yay! And I went before you and I still beat you. Didn't you see it?
No.
Maybe it's a little delayed.
I think maybe I also had my thing picked before, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, I knew what you picked, so that's why I won. Perfect.
Ooh, hypnosis.
Ooh, psychosis? What am I trying to say? What's that called?
Psychosomatic?
No.
Brain control.
No, who's the person that tells the future?
The
You're
white.
reading it.
The white witch.
What?
Oh, that's from Outlander.
Oh.
Were you trying to do an Outlander term?
I really am not. What's the person?
Like a fortune teller?
Fortune teller. I forgot. I
Okay.
thought they had a different name.
I'm sure there's a bunch of different names depending on the language or culture.
Depending the language, the culture, the time period. Which, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. There's my forehead. There you go. Good posture. Anyways, that would be... What?
I have very bad posture right now.
Same. Ooh, just cracked a little bit. But anyways, that sounds good to me. Doing slightly shorter episodes. That was fun. I like that. Do you want to hear the other one really fast? It's just...
Yeah, I mean, you teased with 2.
What if I teased with 2 and then only had 1? And then I was like, oh, it's okay. I'm just going to like drop it. And then I actually did. I was one. So like, actually... No, so I was thinking of sumo wrestlers and how large they are. And then I was like, what else is large? So what's the largest thing ever?
A whale?
Yes!
Is it?
Yes! In terms of animal, not largest thing. But the biggest whale.
A whale.
Hmm?
Like a building?
Oh, yeah. But, blah, 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 blah. Well, if you talk about the biggest thing in the world, it would be the world.
It would be the solar system.
Well, it's not in the world, so...
It's out of this world.
It's out of the... my ego. Just kidding. Your ego? No, you're definitely not like that. Okay. But blue whales are the largest animals, and their heart, guess how big their heart is?
Like weight or like size?
Size.
Like the size of
Don't go crazy.
like a oven.
No. That's an interesting choice. I like where you had that. It's the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
What?
And the heart itself weighs 1,300 pounds.
No way.
Mm-hmm. And it only beats at a rate of 8 to 10 beats per minute. Because it's so big.
Well, I'm very speechless about the heart size.
Mhm.
Is it Volkswagen Beetle?
Volkswagen Beetle. That's pretty large. I mean, the car itself is like quite economical, but for
If
an
you just
animal,
picture it a heart.
like big.
I will never look at Volkswagen Beetles the same.
I know. And then this is also interesting while we're on the heart. A blue whale's heartbeat can be heard from over 2 miles away.
No way.
Mhm.
Are you serious?
But it probably sounds like lub.
It's like we would be able to hear it if we went underwater.
Dub. Because it's only 8 to 10 beats per minute.
That's
Everyone is like lub dub, lub dub. Yeah, I mean, that's what they say. I don't know if you have to have like special ears or what, but I think technically if you're within 2 miles, actually the ocean is quite loud underwater depending on where you are. If you're near like coral reefs and stuff, it sounds like crackling. Have you ever snorkeled with the reefs?
Mm-hmm.
Or at least some of the reefs that I've been to, it's quite like it's pretty loud.
Mm.
Can be. I think it just depends on what kind of wildlife.
That would be cool though to hear it.
Right? I know. We should Google it. And then that's kind of a tongue twister. A baby blue whale, when they're born, fresh out of the mama, they are the size of a full-grown orca.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, 25 feet long.
Holy poop.
That's a big baby.
Dang.
Oh, they're probably the biggest babies in the world. That's exciting. I mean, that makes sense.
You're being such a big baby.
You're like a baby blue whale. You're huge. And then a full-grown blue whale so they eat krill, which every time I think of Finding Nemo, when she's like, oh, look, krill, and they're like, swim away. They eat 8,000 pounds of it a day.
Whoa.
Right? That's what I was saying. That's why I was like, I can save it if you want, but I really want to tell you about the blue whale. And then the biggest known whale, blue whale, was 109 feet, and it weighed an estimated, and this is crazy. I don't know math, so apparently it was like 200 tons, and I was like, what's 200 tons equivalent to? 400,000 pounds.
Wow.
Did you even know that was an animal was capable of being that?
I knew they were big, but I never knew the numbers like that. And then now I'm just even more blown away.
Well, when they say tons, I'm like, I don't know what a ton is other than it's a ton of stuff. Like, it's just a lot, I don't think of it as like thousands of pounds. Yeah, 200 tons is 400,000 pounds, which is equivalent to our international friends, 181,437 kilograms.
Dang. And it just like chills and glides through the water, like NBD.
They're like, woo! Just super gracefully. And there are, this is what caught my attention. But then I read and this was the other stuff. But this was like the cherry on top. The arteries are so big in a blue whale that technically, wow, I didn't hear what you said. I got kind of scared.
Sorry. I was trying to set up like a joke. I was like, how big are they?
I was like so focused on it that I literally got scared. I think if you put that back, I'm like
Skype problems.
No, it's okay. Their arteries are so big, a human can swim through them.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it makes me feel kind of weird.
You're like, not that people should, but technically they could.
You could feel it in the arteries.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me want to touch my face, but I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, I just did, but I mean, I'm not touching anything else, so.
Oh, that would be a fun drinking game for everyone watching the YouTube video, is you could take a shot or a drink whenever we touch our face, because I know I've touched my face a few times.
Everyone's wasted. Whoa. Yeah. That would be, speaking of that would be a fun challenge if we just did all the, like, famous TikTok challenges. At least the duet. What is duet?
I think duet allows you, like, if you see a video, then you can, like, I don't know, because I've never done it, but I think it's, like, you split screen with that video. So if it's, like, someone dancing, you can, like, split screen it and then, like, do the dance with them. Because I've seen other ones where people duet, like, to show their reaction watching a video. Oh.
How about this? We not mess with people's minds, but, like, make them think we're really funny. And then we'll, like, do something, and the other person's just, like, laughing hysterically. And they're like, that's my cue. Like, it's funny. And then, or it's like, oh, that's so interesting. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's just like quotes from our podcast, like us lip syncing over the podcast, like even though like it's our own voices. So it'd be
people do that too with like stand up bits.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny.
That would be actually.
Write that down. Don't forget it. Okay, and then the last thing I found out, and this is for Tiger King. Shout out, people. Two things. One, a tiger's roar can be heard from over 2 miles away. Didn't know that. Pretty cool. Which isn't good if you're in the wild, if you're a tiger in the wild trying to hide. Anyways, number two, it's still amazing. And maybe that will help us then say, okay, stay away from that area because they're over there. Mr. Joe Maldonado, whatever his face, Passage, he did not write any of his... Wait, did you watch the show?
I didn't know what his real name was.
Oh, your face was super intense.
I've never heard his voice.
Did you watch the show?
No, I still haven't, but I feel like I've watched it just because I feel like I know everything about it.
You don't. You need to watch it.
I feel like I kind of do.
Please. Okay, there's so much more to it than, like, memes. That's how I feel. Don't mind that. There...
Oh, no.
There's actually a lot to it, and I think people don't give it enough credit, or they haven't seen the whole thing, and they think the whole thing is just like Hicks arguing over petting cats and like making money off of it, and it gets actually quite deeper. And if you look at it from like not just taking it for what it is perspective, it teaches you how a documentary can be skew your mind about something, can also show you how the justice system works depending on which side you're on, and how things can be put into certain favors depending on what the motive is for certain things. And it also shows you how people can get played even as the people who are in the documentary.
Interesting.
So I recommend it in the way of like, because I tend to read into things, it's like it's not just like all Hicks and like stupid. It's actually more to it, like we were talking about before, how they let the people talk, but it's what they choose to put into the documentary and stuff like that. So I have stuff to like talk about, but I don't want to tell you until you see it. If you decide to watch it, it's okay, but I would still tell you.
I'll watch it probably at some point. It just bothers me because tigers are my favorite animal, and then
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Since I was a baby child.
You're a baby child?
So that's kind of how I like can't help but see it through just like abuse of the tigers, and it makes me really sad.
Yeah, that's what one of the employees said too. She was saying how she was like, at the end of the day, with all of this good guys, bad guys, like the tigers are who lose. Doesn't matter if you're a sanctuary and making money, or if you're a show business and making money. The tigers are losing because they're not in the wild.
Yeah.
And they're being, killed in the wild. And so that should be where our focus goes. She's my favorite character of the whole thing. You'll have to watch.
Okay.
She's just like most down to earth / BA. You're like, how are you still in this working here? It's crazy. You'll see. You'll know who I'm talking about. What was I going to say? Oh, since you mentioned and revealed your favorite animal, my favorite animal is actually also in that documentary, and I did not expect it. Do you know what my favorite animal is?
A powdered leopard, or whatever it was. A cloud leopard.
I do love them, but technically that's not my favorite animal. The animal that I'm most obsessed with is a ringtail lemur. Yeah, good job. They have like a little like shout out to, because one of the guys has one, and I'm like, no, but I'm like, yeah, I love them, but no. And they show him, and I'm like, oh, baby, like I want one, but not really, because that's bad.
I know, they're so cute.
Oh, they're so cute. You're like, did you? It's like, oh, I love it so much. Their tails, anything with stripes on their tails, I just fall in love. I mean, tigers too. I love them.
Speaking of tiger facts, there's another sad one. I don't know if you heard today that there's a tiger that tested positive for COVID-19 at the Bronx Zoo. So at least it can be passed to tigers. And then there were several other tigers in lines that were exhibiting dry coughs, but they're all expected to be okay.
That's real? So did they test the people and see who gave it to them?
They said it was an asymptomatic employee. So that's kind of not great.
Hopefully they'll be okay.
Yeah, and hopefully it's not like both ways.
Yeah.
That's a whole other issue.
Lozenges and monitors temperature with some Tylenol and poor baby.
I know.
I mean, people matter too, but you just wouldn't expect a tiger to get it. Interesting. Well, it's sad. Well, hopefully they are coming out with.
Sorry to end.
We can't dwell. Hopefully they'll figure out stuff for all of us, because this is unprecedented and crazy. And we're going to get that dancing plague if we're not careful, so monitor yourselves.
There was a funny TikTok I saw. It was the point of view of the mom watching her daughter do a TikTok outside, and the mom was watching from the window, and she was doing like a voiceover, and she's like, like I think she was doing the like one of the dances, so like you could see the daughter doing the moves, but then she'd mess up, and the mom's like, "Oh, that wasn't good enough. No, again." like being the thoughts inside the daughter's head. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh, you'll have to send that to me. I don't even know how. I think I kind of have it set up. I have it set up, but not really set up. So I need to set it up for our account. And then a personal one so that we don't get. I don't know how it works. If I follow my friends, or maybe I'll make my own little one too.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm figuring it out.
My account is Jabiz.
Aw,
There's 2 videos on there. So.
cute.
Mhm.
I know. I did a TikTok that I sent it to you, but I'm hesitant to post it because it's kind of embarrassing, and I couldn't help myself, and I was having way too much fun, and I didn't know the words, so it's kind of funny. But I knew some of the words. Who cares? So what? Who cares?
Yeah, post it or don't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it might just be like one day for the whatever we call ourselves.
Exclusive content
Exclusive.
for our OnlyFans.
Yeah, for only our fans specifically.
.com.
Yeah, .com.
Yeah, OnlyFans.com is the website where women make accounts, and then they post pictures of themselves in different forms of undress, and then people will pay to see them, etc., and other things.
How did you do that?
It's like a common joke, like, oh, on my OnlyFans.
I've never heard of that. That is really funny because I'm like, oh, like tell me more.
It's one of those things where it's like everything gets turned into that, where it's like, you know, Snapchat, like now people like have like private ones, and then you can pay to have like the screen name, and then, you know, people will show their body. So I think OnlyFans like started out as something else, and then people started using it
Right.
as what happens, but
Gets exploited, unfortunately. Oh dear, oh dear. Then there's that one website called Cameo. Have you heard of it?
yeah.
Where you can pay famous people to give you shout outs. I think we should get a shout out from a famous person. I would think if it's semi-famous, because there's not like a lot of like royal famous people on there, because I feel like they don't have time for that.
Well, now they do.
Now they do. I feel like it's like middle of the road famous people that you're like, I guess I'd pay $70 to hear you say my name.
Get, like an up and coming stand-up comedian.
Yeah. Wait, what?
like a stand-up comedian that's like not super famous, but like, you know.
Like, make a joke about us, please. We will pay you. Do a personal shout out, and then we'll post it.
Yeah, there was a funny article about Cameo, and then because I guess the limit is $50,000 for one.
50,000.
And then the comedian that I like, Chris D'Elia, he like went on there, and then like he set his cameos for $50,000. And then the article was like, or I was like mentioned that, and then they had a quote from him because, you know, it's like he thinks it's stupid, and he's like, that was the like highest I could go. If it like was allowed to charge more, I would. But so I mean,
You know what? If it works out, $50,000, I would take that.
Mm-hmm.
It's charged for how like the taxes work, but at that point, it's like, who cares? It's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. For like a minute video or something.
Yeah. Oh man. I wonder how you have to qualify. We're podcast hosts, so we can like say your name for you if you want or something. Like we'll tell you like so and so is not paranoid, and that's it.
We'll call your boyfriend and tell him that you're not paranoid.
Or your parents or your friends or therapist, whoever you'd like.
Yeah.
No problem. Oh man. Oh, well, this felt like we're actually hanging out for a minute.
Yay!
My friend.
We're so close.
Wait, this side. Hello. Or as my puppy says, you do a hand hug. That means, wait, give me your other hand. Yes. No. Go. Where's your face? Yeah. Not your face. Yeah, there. So you go like this, and then we would link. You put hands together. Well, we're social distancing, so don't touch hands with people. But you put your hands together, and then the thumb wraps around that part of your hand, and then yours is around there, and you go hand hug like that.
Mhm.
Nowadays, it's frowned upon because germs. But
Yeah, we did that via Skype once again, unofficial
Yeah.
sponsor.
correct. And thanks for listening. That was our second Skype video. I kind of like this. It's fun to be able to see what I look like because I don't really like my profile, but oh well. Life goes on.
Yeah, it does. We did our second quarantine episode.
Plus, you can see how expressive I am and how not expressive Kate is.
It's true, y'all.
It's true. You do. Look at how smooth her face is, though. Oh, so nice. It's very, very nice. I have all the. I'm like, my mom would be like, stop doing that, because I'm always like, when people are talking, or when I'm talking, or I'm mad.
I don't get it, so
It's
it's just because everything just goes above my head. I'm like,
You're just not listening. That's what it is.
I just take my headphones out at the end.
I can't even do that without scout. I'm like, I'm like, how about we reverse one day? I will do all the I think I look mean.
Do I look mean? I feel like that's what I look.
mean. You don't look mean. I look kind of mean. Yeah. If I do, because it's all the eyes, right? If you're like smiling. What do you call it? With your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if you're like this versus like. There's clearly a difference.
Tyra Banks would be very proud of you.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes, no, I was going to make a weird joke. It's not funny. Okay. Remind me of the things. Sometimes it's just you push too far because you're alone and going insane while you're distancing from socializing, and then you think things are funny that even by yourself aren't that funny. And so you have to know when to draw the line. You know what I mean?
And I say go for it.
And I draw the line, so it's drawn. I'm trying. Not too hard, but just enough. Here we are. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks,
you for
everyone.
your time.
Thank you. And you.
Time.
And you. And you.
You shouldn't be on the same room. So funny, but anyways. So yeah, remind me of the things we talked about. We're doing hypnosis and psychosomatic next week to keep it like creepy and weird and playing off Katie's topic. So I'm really glad that you chose that one.
Thank you. Thank you to Eleanor Roosevelt from The Weirdest Thing I Learned This Week.
Yeah, that podcast is awesome. You guys should check it out.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Yeah. All right, that's it. Thank you for your time. Woo!
Yeah,
Right.
do you want to do the shout outs of our social meds?
Oh yeah, of course. I think we didn't do that last week.
We didn't. We just went straight for it.
We're like, this is between us. Everyone will look into how we communicate. This is no longer a podcast. This is just us hanging out.
Yeah, it wasn't like a official episode. It was just like the catch up. So
true. It's the ketchup, and now this is the mustard.
Mm-hmm.
So here it's like deli mustard though, so it's a little spicy and good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe better than regular mustard. Shout out to our Instagram. Well, not shout out, but please, if you'd like to follow us on Instagram, we're at You're Not Paranoid. We post pictures. What?
What?
We post pictures.
What?
We post pictures and videos and things that are related to our like lives in the podcast and whatnot.
Yep. Twitter at YNP Podcast.
Mm-hmm. You can check out our what's that called? Website. It's at you'renotparanoid.com. And we have all of our sources, the links of the episodes and topics we talk about. And if you want to learn a little more about us, or if you want to send us your story, you can do it on there. You can also
email us at you'renotparanoid@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Send us whatever you want.
No nudes, please.
No photos.
Unless it has to, just no pictures, just stories.
No virus.
no viruses that are creepy or weird or something that's happened to you. You can be anonymous. It's fine. We just want you to know that you're not alone, and even if you don't have a story to share, we can probably, if you can relate to anything, you can even just tell us, hey, I can relate to that. I have a crazy story, but I don't want to tell you. Perfectly fine.
But hopefully you want to.
Hopefully you feel like you're friends with us, because we feel like we're friends with you. So there it is. I said it. Broke the wall.
We're
Cool.
friends.
We're friends. Yeah. And that's all.
Mm-hmm.
I think we covered it. We can that's signal. Katie's go to.
And we're done.
And we're out. Not no, we're not done. We're out.
We're
Yeah.
saying bye.
Time to go. Yeah. All right. Well, have a nice rest of your weekend, and everybody stay safe.
Stay safe. We can do it.
We will do it.
Yeah.
And don't dance till you collapse.
Yeah, don't do that.
And avoid whales' hearts. And but maybe by the end of this, all of our hearts will be as large as the blue whale and be open and excited to socialize once more.
Or at least as big as a sumo wrestler.
Yeah. But we might all end up as big as sumo wrestlers by the end of this.
That's what I'm saying. And now we can just keep going. Now we're sumo wrestlers, so.
Yes, we will have our own division, and it'll be great.
Yep.
And there it is. It's actually very interesting, and we'll have links on the website so you can learn about it.
Yay.
All right, people. Take care. Be safe. Make good choices.
Mm-hmm.
Keep listening.
Yes.
We'll try to keep you entertained as we do ourselves.
See ya on Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye. Are you ending it?
Do you want me to the record or just we're gonna hang up?
Record.
Let's see if it'll let me.